So hello everyone and welcome to Career Launcher. So as we all are aware that every day at 8 p.m. we are having the Hindu analysis from Monday to Saturday and which is generally taken by Govind sir. But on Saturday I take the class. So let us begin with today's class. Today is 13th September. Right? So yes, I think I'm audible, visible, everything is fine. So let us begin with the first article, and I have actually decided to discuss a separate class for this topic on Monday 3 p.m. because I think it is important, and we have seen actually recently instability in Nepal. So the protest became so powerful that the prime minister had to resign, and there is a new prime minister, Nepal's first woman prime minister. Can anyone tell me that she had earlier served as also at a very important constitutional post? What is that post? 11th September is Vinoma Bhave's birthday. Oh, great. Very good. Not knowing it. Yes, CJI नहीं CJN होना चाहिए ना, Chief Justice of Nepal technically. Yes, Priyanshi, right. So CJ Nepal, CJN technically it is called because CJI means Chief Justice of India. ठीक है. So basically, so Nepal president. So the name of the Nepal president is Mr. Ramchandra Paudel. So please remember the name of the president of Nepal as well. Appointed former Chief Justice of Nepal, former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Nepal, Sushila Karkiji, as the country's new Prime Minister and dissolved the parliament because of, I'm sure you must be aware, turmoil. He also announced that on 5th March next year, we will be having election, a separate election. Okay. So that is what you should be knowing. So this is actually Nepal. What is the capital of Nepal? So I'm sure you all are aware, Kathmandu, right? Right. So she is actually the first woman. She had earlier served as the first woman Chief Justice of Nepal, and now she is the first woman Prime Minister of Nepal as well. Okay. Yes. So Mr. Paudel, the president, has held several rounds of talks with Mrs. Karki and other legal experts facilitated by army, etc. So according to sources and experts he consulted, the president was extremely concerned that dissolving parliament before appointing head of the government. Okay. So of course, these are the things being talked about. वैसे it is sort of an interim government, of course, because of course there'll be an election in the March next year, as it is written. Okay, and then so I've decided to discuss a separate class. We will discuss it in detail. Okay, on Monday. Let's move on to the page number 3. Generally, I have told you that from first page we are generally go to the editorial, but sometimes like this is the Delhi edition, and there was an article, why firecracker ban only in Delhi when all have the right to clean air. Now please tell me, like, this topic is important, that's why I'm asking it. Please tell me that Supreme Court in its past judgment has said that right to clean air या environment कह लो जो भी, is a fundamental right. Under which article? The Supreme Court has said. Yes, we have discussed this also so many times. Article 21, right to life. So the most expanded article by the Indian by the Supreme Court is Article 21, which talks about right to life and personal liberty, right? So basically, it also means right to privacy, है ना? We had discussed. Then it also means many other things, like for example, right to even education was there, although now we are having Article 21 capital A. But many things, right to marry a person of your choice, that is also Supreme Court said in Hadia case. This is also very famously asked in an exam. right to marry a person of your choice is a fundamental right under which article? So 21. Then it also means right to clean environment. Okay. And so this was said in many judgments. There was a very famous case regarding what we call the Bhopal gas tragedy. After that, also these things were in the news. Hai na? Right to clean environment. Right to die with dignity. Right. So basically, that's why Article 21 has been expanded. Now, this was a question. What happened was, I think, as far as I could remember, 2016 somewhere, the Supreme Court had banned firecrackers in Delhi. Okay. So then the matter, like there are a lot of controversies regarding it. Then the things were being heard. So Supreme Court, the Chief Justice of India said that why ban only in Delhi? Why not in the entire India? Because he said that, okay, just we want to protect the elite from the pollution and not the other cities. But yes, there is a counter argument which has been given by many people in the comment. Yes, Krishi Sachdeva and Shrutam Pandit, right? Because Delhi is witnessing more pollution, much more pollution as compared to the cities. Okay, and that is what one of the reason. Okay, can anyone tell me? I'm just asking question. Like, can you apply the logic? We have other metropolitan city, like other than Delhi, we have Mumbai, we have Kolkata. But why is Delhi more polluted? Appears like as compared to other cities. Can you apply the logic? Like, okay, let me see what is your response. One reason you can say Punjab and Haryana stubble burning. Okay, but this is not the only reason. Parali, you are saying na? Parali coming. Agriculture away from the sea. Very good, Shreya. Shreyash Parab, very good. One more important reason is like Mumbai, Kolkata. These are near to the sea, and this is actually the landlocked, very much landlocked in the middle of the land. That is also problematic. Then there are other reasons: the Mediterranean Sea, and especially around September, October, or let's say later November, December, we are having western disturbances. Then Parali, many other things. But one reason is that it is actually not near to the sea. Also, yes, Priyanshi, very good. Aravalis and trapped, etc. Good, huh? Aravalis are also there here. So these are some of the reasons. Now here he's talking about CAQM. Kahan chala gaya wo? Commission for Air Quality Management. Yes. So let's talk something about that. Now, Commission for Air Quality Management, they come up with this, actually what we call it as air quality ranking. So 0 to 50 is good, 50 to 100 is satisfactory, 100 to 200 is moderate, 200 to 300 poor. We see Delhi actually at 300, even 400. Yes, I'm sure you must have seen. इसमें तो एकदम बीमारी होना, like it is, chances are very high of having a respiratory disease. So of course we see this especially around October, November, etc. Right now it is less, but in the next 2 months you will see there will be more pollution because of Parali burning and many other reasons. Okay, so you can say that firecrackers can be one reason, but that is not the only reason. There are other reasons also which are responsible for the pollution around that. Okay, Parali burning is one of them. Okay, and there are other geographical reasons as well. Okay, yes, Central Pollution Control Board is also there. So CAQM, Commission for Air Quality Management, just remember it is actually passed formed under this act. ठीक है. So एक चीज और होता है, ग्रेडेड रिस्पॉन्स एक्शन प्लान, है ना, इसको पढ़िएगा थोड़ा, रिस्पॉन्स एक्शन प्लान रिगार्डिंग दिल्ली. One more reason Delhi pollution is because the cars in Delhi are much more than Mumbai, Kolkata, etc. The automobiles are much high. That is also the reason. CPCB is under Water Act, right? Let's move on further to the editorial. Let's talk about that. The RTI's shift to right to deny information. So he is actually a former Central Information Commissioner. And he says that RTI has now, instead of becoming right to information, it has become right to deny information. That is perhaps what he wants to convey. So first of all, please tell me, RTI, right to information, is a 4 options. What should be the answer? Legal right, fundamental right, constitutional right, nota. Which should I mark? What should be the best answer for this? RT Act 2005 was formed. Yes, what is the answer? Yes, you can say from this logic that we have RTI Act 2005. So from that logic, it is a statutory right or legal right. But please understand, the Supreme Court has said that right to information is a fundamental right under Article 19. Even 21 is also there, but Article 19 ke andar, the Supreme Court has said that right to information is a fundamental right. Okay. So what happened was, Right to Information Act was passed in 2005. And this actually, it means that you can ask public authority. This is defined as section 2H of RTI. Public authority, you can ask the information which is supposed to be in public domain. You can ask it, and they are ideally supposed to provide it in within 48 hours. So there are provisions regarding it. Now, under the RTI Act, the Information Commission has been established. What has been established? Information Commission. Okay. At central level and at the state level. So state level headed by state information commissioners are there. And at central level, we have central information commissioners. But again, this is not a constitutional body. Information Commission is a statutory body. Okay. Is it clear? Information Commission is a statutory body. Now, the head at the central level is Central Information Commissioner, and there are other information commissioners also, like Election Commission is there, but Election Commission is a constitutional body. It derives power from 324, right? But Information Commission, there are Chief Information Commissioner, and I think 10 ICs are there. There are other information commissioners. I don't exactly remember the number. Similarly, at state level, we have State Information Commission. And the person who is an author, he has served earlier as Central Information Commissioner, who is supposed to uphold the RTI Act. ठीक है, पहले ये खुद सेंट्रल इंफॉर्मेशन कमिश्नर रह चुके. तो इनका काम कैसे होता है? How it works? First, I'll tell you this. For example, let's say you want to ask RTI from any department, government department. मान लो कुछ भी ऐसा, जैसे आपने कोई गवर्नमेंट का एग्जाम दिया. जैसे I'm just giving example, and you want to that I want my copy. कि मैंने एग्जाम दिया है सीबीएसई बोर्ड का. Just I'm just giving example. Hypothetical example is this. Okay, and you got, let's say, some marks. Let's say in class 12 you got some marks, and you are not satisfied. So you filed an RTI to CBSE. Okay, so you will address to whom? There is a person called as PIO. क्या कहते हैं इसको? Public Information Officer, right? हाँ, to CBSE. File an RTI that I want my copy. Let's say you didn't get the copy, so you will then go to them, and there will be an appellate authority within the CBSE. Then after that, you will go to the State Information Commission. That look, CBSE is not giving me my copy. I'm just giving an example. Okay. Then even if the State Information Commission does not pass an order which is favorable to you, you can go to the High Court and then the Supreme Court. Right? The state level, it works like this. When it at the central level, it is CIC. You know? That is how it works. So CBSE, most likely it will go there. Yes, the problem is, this is actually the main responsibility is under section 2H of RTI. And the public authority is defined, and the public authority should have PIO, like every government department. But we have seen there are a lot of cases where PIOs are not appointed. So if you file an RTI, you will not get a response. And nobody will be responsible because, of course, the PIO is not there. The government department has not established. So that is also a problematic, or one of the drawbacks of implementation of RTI. It is not a drawback of RTI, it is a drawback of implementation, right? That is one thing. Second thing, the entire article is all about this, is the RTI says that there are some exemptions from disclosure. मतलब सब चीज आप नहीं मांग सकते हो ना. मान लो आपको कि नहीं, please tell me, I want to know that what is you want to ask the chairman, CBSE's chairman's personal information. I'm just giving an example. This will be denied, right? because there are some exceptions. सब चीज थोड़ी आपको information दे दी जाएगा. There has to be some regulation as well. So these are some of the things. For example, the things which can affect sovereignty integrity of India. So there are many agencies which are beyond RTI. Okay, many intelligence agencies and top police agencies are, of course, that are not covered under this. Okay, if this forbidden by any court, if the Supreme Court has passed or High Court has passed an order, and many other things. This article is talking about this one. ये वाली, ये जो article बात हो रही है. You can read ऐसे सारा पढ़ सकते हो, but this one, the author is starting this article by mentioning the last one, section 8(1)(G). Personal information with no related public interest or would cause unwarranted invasion of the privacy. Okay, है ना? मतलब कोई ब्यूरोक्रेट ऑफिसर उसी के पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन मांग रहे हो, है ना? So something like that. Now the thing is, yes, problematic is क्या personal है, what is personal? Okay, so the author is saying, that's why he's saying right to information has become right to deny information, because even not only personal information, any of these can be used to deny information. Even there can be a false excuse also. ये भी तो हो सकता है. इसमें से कोई एक डाल देंगे कि नहीं हम नहीं दे सकते हैं, इसलिए कि इसके अंदर आता है exemption के अंदर. And this is very great, like that is what he's example telling the rule of the people, etc. That he's saying that right after RTI it is considered as rule of the people. However, Act always includes specific exemption, right? And it is talking about this, है ना? But वही चीज है ना, कि ये aspect was actually this. तो मतलब ये अब इतना डिटेल नहीं जाना है, but आपको चीजें वही समझना है कि this is about it, कि where how it is being used. So according to the author, perhaps it is being misused also. Right to privacy is a fundamental right, no doubt. KS Puttaswamy case, the Supreme Court 9-judge 9-0 said, again under Article 21. है ना? Yes, proving public. For example, let's say मान लीजिए, let's say there's a government department. Okay, there are, let's say, I'm just giving example. There are 6 main bureaucrats, and there is one PIO. He's also, let's say, junior level bureaucrat. He gets an RTI, and the PIO knows that if I reveal the information, all my seniors will be like exposed because they have done corruption, and in fact maybe PIO might have been involved. In that case, PIO will say, क्या कहेंगे? Sorry, this information is denied because you are asking a personal information of our senior government functionary. Okay, and maybe it might not be like that. For example, ऐसा हो सकता है मालिक को डिपार्टमेंट किसी, let's say कोई गवर्नमेंट में, for example कोई एग्जांपल लेते हैं, मान लो कोई डिपार्टमेंट, जैसे कोल डिपार्टमेंट है of any state. Okay, there's a PIO and one of the minister, one of the bureaucrat, let's say officer. So coal allocation auction has been done, and one of the officers near relative has got the tender. Okay, and someone files an RTI to the PIO. Please give me the detailed information of how the auctioning was done. Who were involved in auctioning? Whatever are the procedures? What are the names of the people who applied for the auctioning? Is there any relation or with the officer concerned, with the person who has got the auction or something like that? So the PIO will say कि अच्छा तो साहब फंस जाएंगे मेरे. So PIO will deny the information that you are asking a personal information. हाँ, पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन का बहाना भी बना सकता है. सो यही बात है. सेकेंड थिंग, यही सब चीजें वो बता रहे हैं. ठीक है. द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज रिस्ट्रिक्शन द फंडामेंटल राइट्स शुड बी अंडर आर्टिकल 19(1)(2). ये मैंने कई बार बताया है. दिस इज आर्टिकल 19(1). ऑल सिटीजन शैल हैव राइट टू फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच. 19(1)(a). एंड आर्टिकल 19(1)(2) क्लॉज 2, आर्टिकल 19 क्लॉज 2 टॉक्स अबाउट, ये 1-2 क्यों लिख दिया, आर्टिकल 19 क्लॉज 2 होगा, talks about reasonable restrictions on free speech. For example, like sovereignty, integrity of India, security of state. तो ये बता रहे हैं कि these are reasonable restrictions. Okay. Again, like for example, these are also sometimes being misused. Okay. So वही बता रहे हैं कि it has to be a reasonable one. Restrictions on fundamental right also should be within the limits. So everything has to be in the order, right? So then he's saying that Digital Personal Data Protection Act amends Section 8(1)(J), a drastic alteration that reduces its length to 6 words. It means he's saying that now there is more scope of bahana, or more scope of what we call it as denying the right to information. okay, by giving the clauses that okay, this is a personal information. Okay, that is what he is. The entire article is all about that. ठीक है, आप चाहो तो पढ़ सकते हो पूरा डिटेल, बट आई हैव गिवन यू एन आइडिया अबाउट दिस. ठीक है, ऊपर जाना डिटेल जाना हो तो पढ़ सकते हो, नहीं तो छोड़ भी सकते हो. ठीक है, बट यस, द थिंग इज व्हाई देयर वी हैव आरटीआई. आरटीआई से क्या होगा? राइट टू इन्फॉर्मेशन. द फर्स्ट एंड द फॉरमोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज it will have more trust, because generally the common people have issues when it comes to trusting the government or the government functionaries. People believe that maybe the government is corrupt, the bureaucrats are corrupt, politicians are corrupt. So if the government starts giving the information, people will start having more public trust on the government. कि अच्छा जो जो गवर्नमेंट कर रही है हमको बता रही है, तो थोड़ा सा भरोसा बढ़ेगा ना कि अच्छा हाँ चलो ठीक है, हमको लग रहा है जो हम मांग रहे हैं इंफॉर्मेशन हमको दिया जा रहा है ना. So of course, and whenever there will be a more transparency, so it will chances of corruption is very less. Even the bureaucrats will be fearing कि कहीं ऐसा नहीं हो कि RTI कोई फाइल कर दे बाद में हम फंस जाए. It can also happen, है ना. So that is also thing, right? But there are things which are actually sometimes RTIs are misused also, misused to harass honest officers. ये भी होता है. This is also the reality. Okay, that is actually this is also one angle. कि कहते क्या, for example, if there is honest officer, so a lot of people file a RTI against that, और वो बेचारा RTI का ही जवाब देते रहता है. So ये सभी होता है उसको. That is also an issue. हाँ, so उससे होता ये है कि officer will stop taking decision, taking big decision. And this term is famously called as policy paralysis. तो जनरली क्या होता है, जैसे कोई ब्यूरोक्रेट है, let's say become an IAS, and he's actually the person becomes a secretary or additional secretary at a very top, like at the age of let's say 55, 56 or let's say 58 years of age. इस टाइम पे उनको डिसीजन लेना होता है ना. सीनियर ब्यूरोक्रेट्स होते हैं ना पॉलिसी इंप्लीमेंटेशन के. Now many of the bureaucrats do not take the decision believing कि I'll retire in 2-3 years, and after that if someone will start filing unnecessary RTI and I'll get caught, है ना. इतना आरटीआई फाइल करेंगे और लोग निकालना शुरू कर दे तो हम परेशान हो जाएंगे. तो आरटीआई का वन नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट इज आल्सो दिस, दैट समटाइम्स पीपल स्टार्ट फियरिंग द ऑनेस्ट वंस की पता नहीं कुछ हो नहीं जाए, तो डिसीजन ही नहीं लेते. ओके, कि नहीं डिसीजन लेंगे तो फंसेंगे तो नहीं ना, लेकिन अगर डिसीजन ले लिया और गलत निकल गया तो फंस सकते हैं. दैट आल्सो हैपेंस. ठीक है, सो देयर आर मेनी एस्पेक्ट्स, बहुत सारे एक चीज के बहुत सारे पहलू होते हैं. सो दैट इज व्हाट इट इज. ओके, these are the things you can read about it. Now the next is India is finding the Trump administration increasing unreliable. ये तो आपको पता होगा. I'm sure you must be aware that Donald Trump was putting tariff after tariff. The Americans are very unhappy that why India is going close to Russia. In fact, buying Russian oil. ये सब आपको पता होगा. And they have problems because now India has actually taken a step towards China also recently in the SEO summit. ठीक है, so America has problems. अच्छा, क्वाड समिट, क्वाड में कौन कौन कंट्रीज है? प्लीज टेल मी कंट्रीज इन क्वाड. क्वाड में हाँ, जापान, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, यूएसए. वेरी गुड. हाँ, गुड गुड. ये अच्छी बात है कि आप लोग को पता है. अच्छा, एक चीज बता रहे हैं, I2U2 में कौन कौन सी कंट्रीज है? I2U2 समथिंग रिलेटेड विद क्वाड टाइप की चीज है. हाँ, ये तो पता. I2 दो आई है, दो यू है. आई से इंडिया, आई से इजराइल, यू से यूएस, यू से यूई. ओके, दिस I2U2. ठीक है, वो भी क्वाड की तरह समझो काम करता है डिस्कशन. ठीक है ना. एंड कभी कभी एग्जाम में आता है, मतलब आता है न्यूज पे, है ना. चीफ इकोनॉमिक एडवाइजर, द टैरिफ कुड मीन अ लॉस ऑफ 0.5% सेक्टर. ठीक है, तो ये सब देखते हैं, लेट्स सी, है ना. द टैरिफ कुड मीन अ लॉस ऑफ 0.5% ऑफ इंडियाज जीडीपी एंड जॉब लॉसेस विल बी अ कंसर्न. तो चीफ इकोनॉमिक एडवाइजर साहब ने भी कहा है कि अगर ज्यादा लगेगा तो ऑफ कोर्स It will impact us. Our exports, for example, the I think MSMEs का जो बहुत सारे exports हैं ना, जैसे clothing वगैरह industries पर उस सब पे impact पड़ेगा. And I think it has impacted. I was reading somewhere. पर देखते हैं. Let's property rights tribals and the gender parity gap. Please tell me who releases global gender gap report and what was India's rank. ये important है. जेंडर पैरिटी गैप मतलब क्या होता है कि फीमेल मेल को बराबरी से देखा जा रहा है कि नहीं व्हेन इट कम्स टू प्रॉपर्टी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट का एक जजमेंट भी आया था, है ना. वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम, राइट. इंडियाज रैंक इन ग्लोबल जेंडर गैप इंडेक्स 131. ग्रेट कार्तिक प्रियंशी. हाँ, वेरी गुड. हाँ, पहले आई थिंक लास्ट ईयर शायद कम था, मतलब 129 वगैरह था. खैर लास्ट ईयर का नहीं याद रखना है, दिस ईयर का याद रखना है. वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम ग्लोबल जेंडर गैप इंडेक्स. So the author is talking about world ages people are absorbed. अच्छा, आपने रिसेंटली सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जजमेंट आया था, है ना, रिगार्डिंग इक्वल प्रॉपर्टीज फॉर ट्राइबल वुमेन, राइट, है ना. So equated the exclusion of daughters in the ancestral property to a negotiation of the right, fundamental right to equality, है ना. So that is what the author is talking about. ठीक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल बता रही हैं, उतना एग्जाम्पल डिटेल वगैरह में नहीं जाना है, बट दैट इज यू शुड बी नोइंग अबाउट, है ना. और एसडीजीज में कभी कभी पूछे जाते हैं दैट जेंडर इक्वालिटी पर कौन सा एसडीजी है. सो एसडीजी 5, दिस यू शुड बी नोइंग. ठीक है. और बहुत सारे केसेस बता रही हैं, मधुकेश्वर केस एटसेट्रा. इतना डिटेल जाना विल बी डिफिकल्ट. ये वाला जो इस साल आया था इसको थोड़ा सा पढ़ लीजिएगा, है ना, मे बी दिस ईयर बिकॉज इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ करंट अफेयर्स. Laws and fifth schedule areas, which is related with tribal areas, governance in tribal areas, they are talking. ठीक है. Social media platforms should proactively remove fraudulent content. Yes, this is also very important. What is deep fake? कोई बता सकता है? देखो होता क्या, डीप फेक आजकल जो है ना टेक्नोलॉजी का नुकसान भी है. So what happens is deep fake means AI generated fake video of a person. हाँ, जैसे एक एग्जांपल है कि एक यूनियन फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर का एक फेक वीडियो चला दिया इंस्टाग्राम पर कि और किसी ने 20 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट भी कर दिया, बाद में पता चला फ्रॉड था. ओके, मतलब फ्रॉड बना हुआ था, वो फेक था. यस, एंड nowadays since AI is developing so fast and so perfect that like it's very difficult for a person to find out that this is a deep fake and it is not an original video. ओके, इसलिए कि AI इतना फास्ट डेवलप हो रहा है और ऐसे भी मतलब बहुत मुश्किल है कई बार लोगों को ये बताना कि ये ओरिजिनल वीडियो नहीं है. ठीक है. सो इवन यंग जनरेशन लाइक ओल्डर पीपल अगर 40-50 से प्लस है तो ऑफ कोर्स उनको तो बहुत ही मुश्किल होगा. इवन द यंगर जनरेशन मे नॉट बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड कि अच्छा देखो, लेकिन रिटायर्ड डॉक्टर, तो एजेड पीपल के साथ और प्रॉब्लम है. लाइक जब स्कैम्स होते हैं ना जितने भी, उसमें एजेड पीपल 50+, 60+ बिकम मोर विक्टिम बिकॉज दे डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड इट कि डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी आगे चली गई, दुनिया आगे चली गई. बट 20s-30s में वो समझ जाएगा कहीं कुछ गड़बड़ तो नहीं है ना. सो द प्रॉब्लम इज द although even youngs are also becoming victim, but the aged people are more likely to become the victim of this. तो ये सब थोड़ा सा awareness generate करना. You have to tell your family members also, especially your parents, etc., that yes, nowadays these things are also there, so we have to be very careful. तो इसी की बात बताने, this is the one of the negative or I would say very dangerous aspect, because ये 20 लाख की बात नहीं है ना, maybe next day it can lead to violence. Some fake news is spread by making a video or something like that. And of course people may get incited, start fighting each other. Later on people get to know that that was a fake video, and before people get to know, the damage has been done, so many people have died or something like that. तो ये सब भी होने का डर है. तो आज के जमाने में बहुत सतर्क रहना है. कोई भी चीज आपके पास आए, if you get any let's say WhatsApp forwarded image, video or anywhere, you should first verify and check before forwarding it, है ना. Be a responsible citizen, है ना. Don't behave like herds of sheep. एक ने किया सबने फॉरवर्ड कर दिया, चाहे उन्होंने भेजा सही होगा. अगर कोई व्हाट्सएप फॉरवर्ड आ रहा है, एक बार चेक कर लीजिए, गूगल पे चेक कर लीजिए, चैट जीपीटी से पूछ लीजिए, इज दिस करेक्ट, है ना. मतलब कभी ऐसा होता है, जैसे होता क्या नहीं, कुछ ऐसे फर्जी सा मैसेज आ गया, यू गॉट इट ऑन व्हाट्सएप कि अच्छा इतना जगह यहाँ इन्वेस्ट करोगे तो इतना फायदा हो जाएगा. Okay, you invest this much. Now go and ask the chat GPT, is this news correct? At least इतना ही पूछ लो, है ना. ये गूगल सर्च इट, कुछ ना कुछ मिल जाएगा, है ना. सो यू हैव टू बिहेव लाइक, हाँ, यू ऑल आर स्टडिंग, यू आर गोइंग टू बी अ लॉयर और अ जज, सो योर बिहेवियर शुड आल्सो बी वेरी मैच्योर. ठीक है. हाँ, तो आप खुद से भी फैक्ट चेक करो, है ना. सारा व्हाट्सएप फॉरवर्ड को फॉरवर्ड नहीं करो. ठीक है. एंड यू शुड चेक, वेरीफाई एंड देन फॉरवर्ड इट. Now, this is an article talking about a very unfortunate incident of floods in the state of Punjab specifically, and they are actually in other places also, but Punjab is very much affected. So, ये orange dress में जो होते हैं NDRF होते हैं ना, National Disaster Response Force. So, please read about NDRF. Okay. So, recently it was in the news, the state of Punjab, it is witnessing floods. Currently in Indian Punjab, there are 3 famous rivers, right? Ravi, Beas and Satluj. Now don't say कि sir Punjab में तो PUNJ होता 5 rivers, because Punjab was originally this. Okay, so here we are actually this much Punjab today, but that is why the 3 prominent rivers are this. Okay, the most, I think, damaging one is Ravi, which is somewhere here. So even it is causing damage in Lahore also. Okay. So Ravi River is there, and there are other rivers. I think Beas is also on the full swing, and it is causing damage. So now please read about Indus Water Treaty. इस साल कई बार न्यूज में था. A lot of time it was very much in the news. So during Operation Sindoor, after that, etc. Many other things. है ना. So इसको थोड़ा पढ़िएगा, please. Later on it was cancelled. Okay. हाँ, अब देखो, ending India's Russian oil import is top priority, says US envoy designated. So a US ambassador to India has been recently appointed, Sergio Gore. And he has said that, yes, we have to cut off this because after, is there any chance of flood in Bihar? I got to know that, yes, in North Bihar, the Kosi actually, and there are some places which are there in floods. Yes, Dhruv, please check it further. Okay. But I got to know some information. So we are talking about this. That before the beginning of the war, India was hardly importing any oil from Russia, or very less, point some percent. But now we are importing 35 to 40% from Russia, and these are crude oil. These are being refined and then being exported, etc. So that is what USA is saying, that we have to counter it because Russia is getting money and then they are using it against Ukraine, like that. So these are the things. I'm sure ये तो आपको पता भी होगा, ये न्यूज़ काफी दिनों से चल रही थी. Yes, Imphal, Chandpur decked up to greet PM Modi. So Prime Minister Modi will be visiting Manipur. Since the beginning of the conflict, I think conflict started in May 2023. So now he'll be visiting there. And I have made a separate video on this YouTube channel. So please search it. You will get to know the entire problem in Manipur. We hope that things will become, as soon as possible, things will become peaceful. Okay, that is what you should be knowing. So इसको देख लीजिएगा, because again Manipur is in the news, so maybe they can ask question. Mr. C.P. Radhakrishnan takes oath as the 15th Vice President, so I have decided to take a separate class for this on Wednesday 3 p.m. Tuesday 3 p.m. I'll not be taking class because I'll be on leave. So Monday 3 p.m. I'll take class on Nepal. Wednesday 3 p.m. we'll be having class on Vice President. This is very important. Jagdeep Chokar, co-founder of ADR, passes away. You know what is ADR? Association for Democratic Reforms. कभी सुना इसका नाम? Have you ever heard? And this is important, that's why I'm discussing. How many of you have heard this in this regard? Association for Democratic Reforms, an institution which was very much prominent in bringing electoral reforms in India. An NGO type thing. It was, so you can see this is an example where even from outside the governance also you can ensure electoral reforms. Yes, Krishi Sachdeva, right? So there's a very famous judgment last year. Electoral bond was declared unconstitutional. याद है? That was ADR versus Union of India. एक और केस है ADR का, which is very famous. I think वो that is related with declaration of assets. As far as you could remember, declaration of assets of candidate and क्या था उसका? and declaring the criminal records or criminal cases. For that also ADR had filed a petition and the Supreme Court had said, yes, you have to declare the assets. Yes. Priyanshi, go right. Huh? Okay. हाँ. Again, आपने इस तरह का भी डेटा देखा होगा, रिकॉर्ड 46% ऑफ न्यूली इलेक्टेड लोकसभा एमपी फेसेस क्रिमिनल चार्जेस. अगेन एसोसिएशन फॉर डेमोक्रेटिक रिफॉर्म्स ये सब निकालती है ना. देन ये भी आपने सुना होगा सब एडीआर. सो एडीआर के जो फाउंडर थे, देखो ये सब एडीआर का डेटा होता है, देख सकते हो ये सब डेटा. सो एडीआर के फाउंडर थे, इट इज द ओनली एनजीओ टू हैव पेव्ड द वे फॉर इन्फॉर्म एटसेट्रा. तो ये सब अपना बता रहे हैं, लोग पढ़ सकते हो इनके बारे में. सो ही वाज एक्चुअली द फाउंडर मिस्टर जगदीप शोकर. सो प्लीज रीड अबाउट हिम, थोड़ा सा पढ़िएगा बिकॉज ही वाज इंस्ट्रूमेंटल. अच्छा, शायद आईएम अहमदाबाद के प्रोफेसर वगैरह भी थे. ठीक है, दैट इज व्हाट यू शुड नो. Who is the first female president of USA? Aryan, no US president was female till now. ठीक है, तो promote transparency. ठीक है, तो ये ADR के बारे में थोड़ा सा आप पढ़िएगा, है ना. जगदीप चोकर साहब के बारे में, IIM अहमदाबाद से, है ना. ग्रुप ऑफ प्रोफेसर्स फ्रॉम IIM अहमदाबाद. ठीक है. हाँ, इसका लिखा होता है डिस्क्लोजर ऑफ क्रिमिनल फाइनेंशियल एजुकेशन बैकग्राउंड. फिर मामला सुप्रीम कोर्ट में गया, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी कहा था. वेरी फेमस ADR केस. This ADR case is very famous, and then another one is electoral reform, electoral bond. That is also ADR. ठीक है. Russia Belarus starts military deals. I have told you Russia and Belarus are allies. I'm sure you must be aware of this. Recently, we have seen Charlie Kirk, a very close supporter of Donald Trump, was being killed, was attacked and killed. So this you should be knowing. एक और था, India votes in favor of UN General Assembly resolution on Palestinian state. I have told you time and again that India supports the two-state solution. ये पूछा जा सकता है. ठीक है, न्यूयॉर्क डिक्लेरेशन on two-state solution, that India also favored it. It has not abstained, it has favored, right? So this has to be very crystal clear that both Palestine as well as Israel should be officially recognized as the member countries. Okay, that is what you should be knowing. Okay, so we have done. This is we have already done. This is Gaza. This is West Bank, and these two together are called as Palestine. Okay, and the rest is actually Israel. Okay, so this is all about today's class. Please subscribe to the channel, press the like button, share this video. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.